SMX Insider Post Race Show presented by Bass Pro Shops as the race goes on. We're live here with you on Peacock, and what an afternoon it's been in the Music City. We welcome you inside Nissan Stadium, where we are congratulating Hunter Lawrence, winning for the 4th time this year and extending his championship lead. What a day it's been for him. He looked good right from the very first session earlier today, and he can't help but hide that smile.
You don't even look tired, James.
I mean, you can be tired, but winning solved a lot of things. I'm really impressed by this guy, what he was able to do here today.
And I go back to, and again, we talk about Detroit and that crash that he took at the end of the whoops. That could have easily ended his season. And then to bounce back last week, get a podium, and then this win, massive. Wow.
Yeah.
You look at his demeanor, it's all business. And Hunter, he's got an easygoing disposition. You just say, yeah, mate, that's what I was meant to do. Yeah, that was in the plan.
he knows, he's super happy about that. But what's really impressive, if I'm Hunter Lawrence, you had that incident, you go down, just business, you're back to normal, right? If I don't go down, I'm still winning these points. I was the guy that was on form. He just kind of solidified that to himself and everybody else out there that he's back.
And you know, another thing too, James, I feel like also, like now that you're talking about he's back, I feel like he's back to where he was before that crash at Detroit. So pick up, move on forward.
So as we show you the results, I can tell you that Dylan Ferrandis was penalized a position for shortcutting the track. So that demotes him to 6th, relegates him to 6th, and promotes Justin Hill to 5th. Great top 5 for Justin, and really good ride by Chase Sexton to come back for as far back as he was to get 4th and be challenging for that podium. And how about Eli Tomac? That fall, he'd worked hard to get up as high as 8th, but it's going to be 12th and 13th for the Red Bull KTM teammates. However, today is all about the Honda man. Hunter Lawrence, win number 4 on the season, Will, and extends his lead.
Thank you, Lee. That's right, Hunter. Extend that lead to 10 points there. There was a lot going on that track there during that race, and a lot of it you probably didn't know anything about because you were way out there in front. How does it feel to get that points gap now after what you've been through the last couple of weeks and execute on a tough night?
It feels great. I'm so happy my wrist wasn't holding me back tonight. That was probably the coolest thing. And just every Saturday night, I want to go out and have no limitations holding me back from anything. So it's fun. Massive cheers to the team. Gibson, Nashville, the hospitality, thank you so much. It feels like a home race with how nice everyone is and how welcoming they've all been. So thank you. Looking forward to coming back next year.
Just reflect back, you talked about the venue here, the Nashville fans. This is a special place for you, Hunter, because you clinched your 250 title here too. Was that in the back of your head here coming into tonight?
No, not really. Just the cool collaboration with Gibson and like everything they do for us and the cool stuff that comes out of it. I'm like, man, I got to win this thing. Make it worth it. Caesar and his family's out here. Cheers to you guys. Thanks for everyone for coming out.
Incredible. Congratulations, Hunter.
He's feeling good because he's putting his foot on the gas. Check this out as we show you the points. Remember, he came in tied just 2 weeks ago. He wasn't in the lead of the championship, came in tied, and now boasts a 10-point advantage.
Yeah, massive blow there for Eli Tomac. This was a really rough day, and I'm going to tell you, James, I was not expecting that after how dominant that ride was in that heat race. Like,
yeah, I go back to the pass that Kent almost made, just how different that dynamic was, and it's crazy how mental this sport is.
It's
like
wild, isn't it?
Guy, 2nd all time, all these championships, and it's like he's trying to convince himself that he's back, and had a tough day here today. It's gonna be hard to kind of move on for this championship.
I mean, he's got some work ahead of him. Everybody does. Ken Roczen and Tomac. It's time.
How about that return to the podium for Monster Energy star, Yamaha star, Cooper Webb? Let's hear from him, JT.
Well, thank you. And yeah, Cooper Webb, not the most orthodox way you'd ever draw up a podium finish. You had to fight for this one.
Can we talk about those track conditions, because that seemed to be the most difficult thing as you guys all racing the track?
Yeah, man, it was pretty gnarly. After last weekend, we had probably the softest, and this one's like concrete. So, yeah, it was hard. It was really a little sketchy. You wanted to push, but you really couldn't. So, I'm happy with that. We made it through safe. I got another terrible start, which is not how you want to draw it up. So, got to work some work to do to catch that lead group, but I'll take the podium after the last few weekends. It's a good boost of confidence for me, and we'll keep the ball rolling, try to get better, get up front. I want to give it up to the good Lord. The whole Star Racing, Monster Energy, Yamaha, they've been busting their butt behind the scenes. My mechanic, Peanut. My wife, she's about to give birth any day. Shout out to her. Fly Racing, 100%, Alpine Star, and thanks for the awesome gear this weekend, Fly, and Brantley and crew here. So, yeah, let's keep this up with the podiums.
Great job. We'll see you in Cleveland.
So 2 things to take away from that. Good confidence boost, but wants to be better on his starts. We'll see how that works out next weekend in Cleveland. It's a Triple Crown event. We're on network television again, and a return to Cleveland after a very long time away. And then it's off to Philly, and then Denver, and the championship finale on the Supercross portion in Salt Lake City. Pro Motocross begins, Pala, California, Fox Raceway at the end of May. So that's what we've got to look forward to coming up here in the near future. A lot of variation and a lot on the line, whether you're talking 250 or 450 in these races that are coming up.
I can't believe next week's a Triple Crown.
Yeah.
I mean, as if it can't get any more wild than it already is.
There you go.
I love it, though.
Triple Crown, baby.
It was a challenging day. It was an interesting day, for want of another word, for Ken Roczen. Here he is.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. Definitely interesting. For a moment, you got the lead, and it looked like maybe 3 in a row was in play, but didn't quite feel the same as the previous 2 weekends.
Yeah, I just felt a little bit off today compared to the last 3 weekends, but nonetheless, like, we got now 4 races to go, you know. Anything goes in the main event, so I was doing really good. Once Hunter got by me, I honestly was just going to settle for second. I felt like that was a win for me today, and ended up tossing it right before the finish line. Luckily, I could get the bike started, pulled in the clutch, and kicked it a couple of times, and got it back going. So even though I would have loved to finish at least second, but I'll take a podium this weekend. I'm happy with that. It's like a win for us. And we got a bunch of racing to go, so we're going to get back, recoup, and give it my all again in this coming weekend.
It's not over for Ken Roczen.
Yeah, solid ride by Ken, and that's just been his attitude all year. You know, and he's talking about he's living up to it, good or bad.
Yeah.
You know, he talked about the championship, whether he wins it or not, he's still going to be happy, but yeah, still ended up on the podium.
And again, every rider has their different approach on how they, you know, they approach a championship. Yours was different than anybody's. Mine was different. Anyhow, I feel like he's in a good spot. And again, that Triple Crown.
Last week, you may remember in St. Louis, it was the Love Moto Stop Cancer weekend. Well, the auction is coming up on the 27th of this month through the 11th of May, and powered by Propeller, you can enter to win that bike, Ken's bike. At any time throughout this season, all the proceeds go to benefit St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. As you know, their work to treat and defeat childhood cancer. More than $3 million has been raised between SMX and St. Jude. All you got to do to win this bike, text Suzuki to 99126. You heard Hunter Lawrence talking about his relationship with Gibson guitars, and all the podium place getters get a Gibson guitar. It is beautiful.
Well,
they are beautiful.
I wish we would have got those,
man.
right?
Yeah. I usually don't get jealous a lot, but
those
I'm jealous right now.
That trophies,
Man,
that's
that is beautiful.
That is cool, man. Great job by Gibson doing that. That's special. I can guarantee you them riders are going to be stoked for those.
The Music City welcomes the SMX World Championship and Monster Energy AMA Supercross for just the 4th time. And the 450 main event. Yep, those 2 guys on screen, Hunter Lawrence, Eli Tomac, tied at the top of the championship before the gate dropped. Who would come out on top? Tomac came in with a heat victory. But when the gate went down, Tomac was a little further back than where he would like to be. Justin Hill, Hunter Lawrence, Jorge Prado, they were all there at the front.
Yeah, everybody was up there except for Eli Tomac. He slots around the inside. It was going to be a tough day for him, but Ken Roczen, how good he's been in the beginning parts of the races. He showed that again here today about getting out, making some quick moves. Justin Hill rode really good, but Ken was able to get around him. And the way Ken's been looking the last few weekends, you would think possibly that might be it, Lee.
The dream was alive to get 3 in a row. The last time Ken Roczen won 3 straight was Indianapolis some 5 years ago at a residency in Indy. So that was the moment he got by Justin Hill and put his Suzuki out in front, but there were chasers and there were incidents. Malcolm Stewart, Joey Savacci.
Yeah, we saw a couple times guys getting caught up in that 250 class. We saw the same thing. So I'm assuming same thing, racing incident. But unfortunately for Malcolm, he's going to have a pulling off the clutch. Looks like they're going to have to rebound and try to chase it. He was able to go back out, but the battle for second place, we saw Ken get around Justin Hill, and Hunter Lawrence knew he needed to make a pass to try to get it, because Kenny was at that point, was starting to pull away, but Hunter was able to slide up the inside right here. Nice move. Justin Hill was pretty unkind there, but Hunter set his sights after Ken Roczen at that moment.
Again, let's highlight what a great ride it was from the Team Tedder KTM pilot in Justin Hill. He was in the top 5 all day long. But that was the moment where Hunter Lawrence knew that he could catch Ken Roczen. And here it is, Roczen mistake, Lawrence there to pounce.
Yeah, it was just a simple mistake. You know, Kenny's sliding around, but what happened before that, that's what really kind of brought this race back. When Hunter got into second, Kenny wasn't too far gone. Normally when Kenny gets out front, he's pulling away, but he stabilized that gap, Hunter that is, and he was able to stay on Kenny and close that gap. And then, unfortunately for Kenny, he would make another mistake, drop back down to 4th place, have to battle with a couple of guys, but did a good job at not letting this championship and this race slip away from him.
Was able to get the bike started pretty quickly. That was a key thing.
Yeah, you heard him. He said he pulled in the clutch, I think, fired up, which was good for him. Tough day for Eli Tomac. Looked really good all day long. Was fast in qualifying, won his heat race, bad start in the main event, and yeah, Eli was on the ground here, but this race was tough for him from the jump. It'll be interesting to see what happens to the number 3 moving forward.
So let's introduce Cooper Webb to Justin Hill. Justin Hill tried to put up a fight. Cooper was pretty good in getting by, and he set his sights out on returning to the podium.
Yeah, great ride by Cooper Webb. Justin Hill fought back with Cooper, made a pass back from him, and then this was Ken Roczen making his way past Justin Hill towards the end of the race. Chase Sexton slides up into that 4th spot, and for a moment, I actually thought Chase was going to be able to get around Kenny. Kenny was kind of struggling, but nonetheless, he was able to hold on, find his rhythm, but nobody had a rhythm like the 96 Lee. He was just on fire.
4th win of the year. And after a crash and an injured wrist in Detroit, came back to tie the points last week in St. Louis, will leave Nashville with a healthy championship lead. And a Gibson guitar to go with it.
That's the real win right there. Matches his outfit.
So kind of the quiet achiever of the 450 main was the Monster Energy Kawasaki rider Chase Sexton, who snuck his way up there, pushed his way up there very quietly and efficiently. Will?
Thank you, Lee. Just catching up with Chase Sexton down here as podium carries on. Chase, we're seeing a real mix of you right now. We're seeing what we know you can do, and then we're seeing things that we know you can do better. Just talk us through, I haven't caught up with you in a while, where you are with the bike, where you are mentally as a racer. Just try and catch us up a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie, it's been really tough. Mentally, physically, it's been tough. Hit the ground a few times, and yeah, I just haven't been able to ride like I know how, which is frustrating, but I go out there and give it my best effort every time. I'm not going to quit. So, yeah, we're trying. But starts haven't been great, 1, and then 2, just haven't been riding good. My speed has been terrible and just lacking in a lot of areas more than just 1. So, trying to get better. But 4th, I had a really good flow, which is all I could really do out there. I was just riding in my comfort zone and got 4th somehow. So, I had pretty good speed at the end. Was close to a podium, so we'll try and get better from here. Track was very, very tricky because it was really slick. So, yeah, try and go back, get better, and we'll keep showing up. I'm never going to quit.
Talking of the track, tricky today, tricky last weekend. We've had like a run of tracks that have thrown a lot of guys off. We're bouncing from extra soft dirt to hard pack. Is that part of the challenge when you're trying to set up a bike? How much does that play into things?
It's tough because Detroit I rode well, but I knew that where the track conditions were at, it was going to be my best opportunity to do good. So, and even tonight, like I felt decent in the main event, was able to ride at least somewhat near myself. And yeah, it looks like next week's going to be raining, so it's going to be a tough Triple Crown, but I'm up for it. And throw something else in the mix. Maybe we can get another win, so I'm stoked.
Thanks, Chase. Another curveball, but we know you'll keep fighting it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good to hear him surprised by finishing fourth. And Weege, even though he got docked a position for cutting the track, this is a best for Troy Lee Design Red Bull Ducatis, Dylan Ferrandis, and that team, the new team this year.
It's the best of the year for that team, even with the position penalty. And you just told me you can't cross the finish line fifth without feeling like there's been some progress with the riding and the motorcycle. So overall, are you happy with it?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Best finish for the team this season, my best finish. So of course it was great, and I was like still closing the gap on guys in front of me. So no, it's awesome. Yeah, that position dock, it's pretty annoying because yeah, I went off the track in the sand trying to pass, and I lost the position during that move, so I already lost some time. So yeah, it's a small disappointment, but the good thing is we know that the change we did this week with the team are the right direction, and yeah, we're making progress. And yeah, I mean, we put this bike on the top 5, so we achieve a goal. Now we can put the bar higher and try to make even better.
Okay. Could be maybe the podium at the end of the year on the Ducati, season best.
And here now, guys, with Justin Hill. Justin, first of all, congratulations on that performance. We were just saying fifth kind of doesn't do it justice when you look at it on paper. Running second there and holding on to it. The fight that you had today was something special that we probably haven't seen all year long. What went into that?
Yeah, it didn't feel like a fifth at all. It was, battling up front feels completely different. But really, it's just the starts. I've struggled with my starts so bad, and it's just all me. I changed my technique, screwed it all up. I went back, and you can see the proofs in the pudding. I've gotten better starts, and I don't know, that just feels weird up there. Like I have to do this more often so I can get used to it. But no, I'm super happy. I'm super blessed. I have a great team, Team Tedder Racing and KTM, and my whole crew was here. My brother flew in just for the day to try to help me, and it was a fun day. I really like Nashville. Music City's all what I'm all about, and I had to put on a show for Theo Vaughn anyway because he pulled up. So.
Well, I'm sure he enjoyed it, and we did too. Congratulations, just an excellent performance today.
Thank you so much.
Cooper Webb and his good buddy
Brantley Gilbert.
He's had quite the day.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to talk to him yesterday. Preste, great guy. It's the first time I ever met him. Coop introduced me to him, and yeah, man, just really nice gentleman.
.250 East Division Championship in the Music City. After a weekend of an East-West showdown, the riders and teams could focus on their own championship, and the focal point was on the Yamaha star Cole Davies and Kawasaki Seth Hammaker. It was a must-beat Cole Davies affair for Seth Hammaker. It would not work out that way, though.
Well, it wasn't, and you're exactly right. It was a must, but fantastic start for Daxton Vinnick, and of course Nate Thrasher. You can see Drew Adams on the bottom side on that Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki, but Nate Thrasher taking a command lead early on in the second corner. And there in fourth and fifth place, you see the 37 of Cole Davies and Seth Hammaker. But early on, man, these guys are absolutely sending it. Daxton Vinnick's had a really great year, but the 35 of Drew Adams, that was fantastic. Cole Davies gonna go through the, make a position pass there through the whoops. No surprise, gnarly sand section all night long, but another pass through the whoops. Eventually for Cole Davies, and man, we talk about it every week. He is so impressive, and what's so impressive about that is how he does it in his stature. Goes up the inside, he was making that inside work multiple times. And we come through, there's Cole Davies. He's going to eventually make the pass here on his teammate Nate Thrasher. Comes out of the corner, gets a better drive into the whoops lead for the lead.
Nate Thrasher would be a little frustrated after the race, saying that he didn't ride as well as he should have. It was an eventful day for Seth Hammaker. This was one of 2 falls.
And what happened was he overjumped that triple, and then as he overjumped it, he kind of was headed towards off the track, and then his foot caught one of the tough blocks and ripped it off the foot peg, and down he goes. I can't believe he did as well as he did when you consider what that shot you just saw right there. So he gets back going, but that isn't the last of the chaos that we're gonna see from Seth Hammaker. So he remounts, he starts coming back through the pack. Here he is, he's gonna get by Nate Thrasher. I don't think Nate Thrasher was anticipating that. He uses a lapper as a pick to get by him for position.
Hammaker had some momentum. He was able to bridge, this was a wild ride there, but he was able to bridge the gap to Daxton Bennick. So now the fight was on for second.
And this is what we were talking about. Remember how I said it wasn't the end of the wild ride for the 10? Check this out, Daxton Bennick's gonna come out, he's gonna lose the rear end, and as that happens, Seth Hammaker just gets an unbelievable drive coming out of that corner, and it was just, you couldn't time it that again if you tried a million times, and just unfortunate circumstance for both riders, but this guy has been super impressive, and man, he is on his way to perhaps getting this 250 division championship, East Division championship, I should say.
I love the head nod and the pump. Just shows how much it means to Cole Davies. 4th win on the season. His mum and dad were there, his mum. It's a big family affair, big family commitment to come over from New Zealand and to do what this teenage star is doing. You heard Jet Lawrence say on the show, he's racking up better numbers than me. It's pretty special stuff. So Davies, Thrasher, Devin Simonson, and then Daxton Bennick. Seth Hammaker penalized for that shortcut there.
Yeah, he cut the tracks on the track at some stage.
Devin Simonson crossed the line in 4th, thinking that was a career best. But the top 3, how about that?
Wow.
Plot twist, huh, James?
Plot twist right there.
And then again to pad that points for Cole Davies.
And Landon Gordon, his pro debut didn't go as planned, and that's not reflective of how well he rode today, especially in the heat race. He was unable to complete the full main event.
You see Landon Gordon there, this was his first race, professional debut, and bummer for him, something happened to his bike. We saw him in the pit area there, mechanics tuning to that front wheel area. Hate to see that for him, to not get a fair crack at it and race with these guys. Oh, here's another look. We're gonna show you what Seth was penalized for. Yeah. Man, look at that. That thing was just all over him, man. Wouldn't let him go, wouldn't let him escape. So he's gonna get back up. And
it was the shortest of shortcuts, but it was.
Huh.
And
I don't know.
AMA officials, there was a couple of incidents today with riders being docked positions. So the updated points look like this. It's blowing out in favor of Cole Davies, 19 over Seth Hammaker.
Yeah, it was a great day all around for Cole Davies. You know, great few weeks, but yeah, it just shows you how solid he's been, and yeah, getting some extra points for the help of a little incident what happened with Seth.
And as we always like to do in the SMX Insider Post Race Show, it's time now for JT with a track update. How's it looking, mate?
Well, it's pretty rough out here, to be honest with you. Cooper Webb and Brantley Gilbert. I think Cooper Webb wanted to show Brantley Gilbert exactly what these tracks look like at the end of the night. And it's not pretty. And one of the biggest challenges was this day program, starting in the afternoon, presents such a unique challenge for the SMX track crew because they can't overwater it in the morning because we have the qualifying sessions, but then they can't let it get too dusty either. So with this abundant sunshine we've had all day, they're really in a pickle. There's really no perfect answer. What you get based on that are mixed conditions. And where I'm standing on the entrance of the corner, as rutted as it is, it's actually pretty tacky here still. It's one of the best corners as far as moisture goes left on this racetrack, but you can see how ruddy it was, and I'm gonna walk through it. You can see the depth of these that they were having to work with. The problem is you get to the exit on the harder part of this track, and you can see how hard packed this is. So riders were having to decide between aggression and not. And I think when you look at the way Ken Roczen was struggling, it was conditions like this because you want to be aggressive, you want to push, but then the track is not favorable about that at all. In this corner alone, you could be aggressive at the beginning of the corner, but when you really wanted to pick up speed on the exit, it got really hard packed and there's really no dirt left to it. So really tough conditions here. I would say this is one of the most challenging racetracks we've had, but not in the way that St. Louis was. Not so much the ruts and the softness. This was like a mixed conditions where there really was no perfect answer.
Updated manufacturer points for you. We do the rounds as always first, followed by the season long points. Another good day for Yamaha, Honda, and then Kawasaki. We turn the page to the season long points to show you who's holding the upper hand, and it has been a stellar year for the Blue Crew. Look at that, a triple-digit lead over Kawasaki and Honda.
For the first time in the 25 years of Supercross, the sport travels to the historic Cleveland Municipal Stadium. Jeremy McGrath. He not only wins the race, he wins his third consecutive Supercross title.
That's going back some years, isn't it? And we're excited to return to Cleveland next weekend. Race Day Live, you'll see at 9 a.m. Eastern on Peacock. It's another early day, just like it was here today in Nashville. 3 p.m. Eastern gate drop. You'll see it on network television and on Peacock. Post race show is always presented by Bass Pro Shops. There'll be an encore presentation as well on Sunday. Looking forward to that. So before we say farewell, got to get the thoughts and views of our two legends, James Stewart, Ricky Carmichael. Stu, you first up. You'll walk away from Nashville thinking what?
That Triple Crown and, looking forward to Cleveland. But as far as today, I mean, Cole Davies, we know how good he's been, so that's not really surprising. Seth, he never quit attitude. Tough day for him, but really Hunter Lawrence. I mean, I just really have been impressed with him all year long, but just the way he won this race goes a long ways for not only just the points, but really just the mindset. And then Ken Roczen doing what Ken's done, really good recovery. But Eli Tomac, I don't know, RC, that's going to be a tough one for him to rebound from.
Well, it is, and now we're going on 4 weeks of the trend going the wrong direction, and I can't believe the difference from the heat race into the main event, especially with a guy who is as accomplished as Eli Tomac. I wish I had the answer. I don't want to speculate, but I expected a lot more being straight up. I expected more from him in that main event, even despite the bad start. But at the end of the day, moving forward, just like James said, you got that Triple Crown coming up next week. I was doing a little cheating. I looked at the weather. It is 50% right now, and I know that it can change. I get that. But listen, we aren't out of the clear as far as Mother Nature goes, and I've had that looming in the back of my mind. So when you throw that in there as a scenario, and it's an easy situation to happen, you just don't know. But so that could be an opportunity for a guy like Cooper Webb. I know it's a long shot, but it also maybe for Eli to scratch his way back in there and not be in a situation to where he's going to need some help. So it's just how's it going to play out in those starts?
Yeah, and I think just speaking on that Triple Crown, if it does rain, that'd be the first time we've had a Triple Crown in the rain. So not only those guys going to have to deal with it, but even our SMX crew is going to have to deal with that. So a lot of challenges for everybody.
We'll see how we go. There's a lot to talk about. This championship is the gift that keeps on giving. We're excited to see you all in Cleveland, Ohio next weekend. Haven't been to Nashville a whole lot as far as Supercross, but it has been fantastic. 4th weekend. Lots of stories coming away from the Music City, and championships starting to take a firm view and a firm shape. And was today the day that Hunter Lawrence said, "Come catch me if you can"? We'll find out. See you in Cleveland.